So we'll just go ahead right into the Xbox Bethesda showcase. What did you gentlemen think of it? I know you guys watched it, right? You're on
A
the edge of your
steaming
seats.
pile of dog shit. That's what that was. With some good
Ooh.
games though, like 4 games out of like 30 something games. So
What are
yeah,
the four
it
that you
was
thought were best?
dog shit. Yeah, 4, only 4.
Well,
What,
this is.
what were
I'm
the
going to pull
four
up an
that you thought
article.
were the best?
Um, so I did like. I think it was like early in the show, High on Life. That's
Yeah.
from Justin Roiland, the guy who created Rick and Morty, and that looked pretty good. I mean, it is a little bit. It's a FPS, right? But I just think the humor of it and bringing the Rick and Morty style, like that was the interesting part of it.
Right.
What else was there? There was something I have to like pull it up. There
I'll
was this
pull up
game.
everything right now, real quick.
Yeah, that's
this
better.
is from Game Rant. That's everything announced at the 2022 Xbox and Bethesda Game Showcase. The first thing they got here is Redfall.
That was borderline. Listen, it's not a bad looking game, but coming off of Deathloop, I feel like this game is going to be very mediocre. Like this game looks like Back for Blood, in my opinion, just with
It is
vampires.
a vampire slaying co-op FPS. I believe it's
Interesting.
multiplayer.
Yeah, it's
No,
multiplayer.
Oh, multiplayer. Yeah. I thought you
And
said
it's open
multiplat.
world.
No, this is this is an Xbox exclusive. Yeah. Hollow Knight Silk Song. I just asked if it was multiplayer because there is a game I saw on PlayStation that was like a vampire shooter.
Mm. Yeah, Redfall is like a story driven, and then it's multiplayer too.
Then you got Hollow Knight.
Yep, coming to Game Pass day 1.
A lot of hype for that.
Excellent.
Yeah, that was actually pretty decent.
Yeah, I got to play the first. I never played the first, but I'm not really big into Metroidvanias.
Oh, damn, you're missing out.
Sidekick Max played Hollow Knight. He said it was good. He liked it. High on Life. This is what Blinded was talking about here. A brand new game announced at the showcase. Stylized FPS from the creators of Rick and Morty. I'm not a big fan of Rick and Morty. Maybe I'm just an old man.
The later seasons,
You probably are.
But yeah, it's not for everyone.
When they got renewed for 10 seasons, that kind of like broke the show because it was like they're going for like a continued story for the first 2 seasons, and then it got like extended to like 10 seasons, and they kind of dropped that completely.
Yeah, for me, it just feels like Family Guy right now. That's what it feels like. So I just stopped watching.
It said Riot Games and Xbox Game Pass. So
All PC.
Yeah. That was like, come on, seriously.
Plague Tale Requiem. I haven't played the original Plague Tale, but it looked kind of crappy. I've seen people play it.
I always associate this game with me as Xbox The Last of Us. That's how I saw the first game. So I just never really cared so much for it. But this one didn't look that bad compared to the first one.
Yeah, my buddy said it's like a stealth action kind of game, and he's quite enjoying it.
Then we got Forza, Motorsport, and Horizon DLC.
That looked pretty cool. You know what I mean? But
it's just a driving game. We've had how many driving games? They're all the same. You drive a car around the track.
This one was like Hot Wheels, like a Hot Wheels track. And I think we already have like a game like that from Hot Wheels. So
I think Forza's already done I don't know if they have, but yeah. I thought they already done a Hot Wheels.
No, I don't think they did. If they did, it's been years ago.
Is Forza on Game Pass?
Yes, it's Xbox, so it's going to be on Game Pass.
Okay.
But I mean, they already did games with cars that drive around tracks. This isn't game breaking.
Yeah.
This isn't groundbreaking. I mean, this is
just DLC, to be fair. So I won't.
It's not game of the year, is what I'm saying. Cars drive on a track. Done before. I don't want to hear it. Gary would
people
be
liked people did like Horizon 4, so I mean I haven't played it yet, but that's what I've heard.
Overwatch 2 was announced. You're not excited for the Overwatch 2?
I don't think a lot of people are, to be honest, because that beta ruined it. A lot of people are shitting all over this game.
Yeah.
From what I've seen, it does look like the first game, just like, I don't know, like they just changed the map, like as in like gave it a bit of saturation, and that was it. It was like, what is this? This looks like the same shit. It's kind of sad. Yeah, but the single player campaign is not free to play, so you still have to pay for that.
Yeah, it's gonna have a free to play PvP mode.
Yeah.
But I remember the original Overwatch. Wasn't that great? I didn't think it was that special of a game, the way people were making it out to be.
No, it was such a weird kind of game. I just couldn't get into it, honestly.
I was quite hyped for the first one because it was kind of like a first-person MOBA. So
I could see that.
Kind of interested, but I just lost interest quite quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People got too sweaty at the game, and I was like, no, allow.
Yeah, that ruined.
I'm not big on team games, so you know how I feel about that.
Yeah.
Also, apparently, from what I heard, they're not going to have loot boxes in Overwatch 2.
Interesting.
I guess you're just going to just straight up buy everything.
Well, it is going free to play. The mode.
Yeah. Microsoft Flight Simulator. You're not excited for that?
Yeah,
I almost downloaded it for the Pelican for my donkey fans.
That was the only thing that was semi-interesting. But otherwise, it's Flight Simulator. Like, at that point, I was like, damn, they're really padding it out. And this is early in the show.
Yeah.
So.
Elder Scrolls Online and Fallout 76 DLC?
I don't really understand the Fallout DLC. I really don't get why they're putting the pit in the game. The pit shouldn't exist if you're going off of the timeline for Fallout 76. So it's like, okay, at this point you guys are running out of ideas and you're just going to milk previous Fallout games now. So that was my only comment for that.
I was a fan of Skyrim, but I've never played the Elder Scrolls Online. Again, not a real big multiplayer online person.
I played Elder Scrolls Online back in the day, and it was really fun. And it has a really interesting PvP mode where there's like hundreds of players on a map, and you got to take over castles and battle. That was really cool. But I haven't played it in years, and there's so much DLC for it. It's ridiculous.
Sounds like Destiny.
Yeah.
Don't get me started on that crap game. Arc 2, starring Vin Diesel here.
No one cares. If you look at Arc 2, like this is why I'm like, oh my god. If you look at Arc 1, I should say, that game had so much controversy around it, and it was just like a mediocre game. And the fact that they're like, oh, we're gonna like add what I think is a story mode, I'm like, who the fuck cares? Like, are you serious? Like, and then you put like Vin Diesel on it, like that's gonna like sell it.
Yeah,
it's like, oh my god, it's just so corny to me. And to be honest, I really think this game is not even gonna be good because that first Arc game was not good. I don't know why it has a player base. I think it's probably just because of the location and dinosaurs. Yeah, right. Which we still haven't gotten, an open world game kind of like that, right? Dinosaurs or caveman times or whatever you want to say, right? So I just looked at this and was this, did they show, I forget if they showed gameplay because this whole showcase, did they? No,
they gave us
any gameplay.
They gave a closer look at actor Vin Diesel. That was it.
That's the thing I don't get. So they should, because when I saw this, I was like, I just like checked out. So they didn't show gameplay, but yet this is supposed to come out within the next 12 months. I don't believe that. Like that's very hard to believe. You know,
I mean, the first game, like in fairness, I thought it was quite interesting. I had friends who got deep into it, and like their bases were sick. You could like raise dinosaurs and customize them and stuff. But like the problem was, like you had a map which refreshed every week or so, and the team which got to like the high resource point of the map basically like owned the game for that week or month. So it was always just a rush to get to like the best place on the map.
place.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So we had Scorn.
Yeah, that looked great. It was still they were still showing a lot of the same things because I'm excited for this game. I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, it's too late, and they should have like released this game like 5 years ago or whatever." But it's like, I still think it's fresh. Like the whole HR Geiger look, like it's different. You know what I mean? So I'm so excited for it.
I'm super excited for it. Like I've been following this game for a while, and like the whole development story for the game is quite interesting as well. So like we're lucky that it even managed to get this far in development, and people were like, it doesn't look fresh anymore. I'm like, what the hell? There ain't anything like it.
Yeah, that's what I just don't get. Like I think people are talking about the graphic fidelity, but if you're talking about the art design, like there's no game that looks like that. So it's like I don't know what people are like crying about, to be honest. They weren't going to play it in the first place.
Yeah, it's going to be 4K 60 anyway.
Yeah.
Real quick, Potion Sword Run says it was a great showcase. You guys are all crazy, and you're.
Well, we know he's an Xbot, so he's going to say that regardless. And to be honest, I've seen people who were diehard Xbox fan, and they were like, "Man, this was mediocre." And remember, I don't know if you guys know this, but they flew out people to see this show, right? Like in LA, they had this whole event and they were hyping it up and people got tickets and they had like a bar and everything. And they were greeted with this monstrosity. Like if they were showing off like Hellblade and Perfect Dark and all these games that are coming out in then like the next how many years, and they show gameplay or more story details, and I'd be fine with it. But like to say, oh, the next 12 months, I was like, come on. Like they didn't even have Halo DLC. Like that's embarrassing. What? Yeah, no Halo DLC.
No news on the Halo co-op campaign.
Oh, none. I don't even think it's going to come out.
Sons of bitches.
There was a rumor, I think it got debunked, but something about it was like, I bet this is true, where they were saying that the Halo Infinite DLC, the story, like for the second part, that's not out until like 2024 at the earliest.
Oh my god.
And even though it did get debunked, at this rate we're going, I feel like that's true. Like something about that is like, it's not coming out next year or even this year, because it would have been at the event if it was this year.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Flintlock, Siege of Dawn.
I think this game was actually pretty interesting. Is this the one with the girl and the gun and the axe?
It looked a bit Bloodborne-y.
Yeah, it looked Bloodborne, God of War a bit. That's what it looked like.
Third-person action-adventure game. It sees the player wield supernatural powers to reclaim the world from the sinister undead army.
Yeah.
Confirmed to be a Game Pass title releasing in early 2023.
Yeah, I mean, it did look better. It kind of reminded me of Forspoken a little bit, but better. So that was one of the games I did like.
We got Minecraft Legends. You're not excited for Minecraft Legends?
No, I could care less.
I have actually Minecraft isn't too bad. I've played a little bit with my son. I haven't played it in a while, but what is that about? I didn't even see that. What is it?
It's going to be an RTS game with Minecraft.
Yeah.
What does that mean? I don't know what
real-time strategy.
But it has like a third-person perspective a bit. Like it's not isometric.
Yeah, you're going to recruit like say mobs of skeleton archers to fight other mobs of invading pigmen.
Right.
Like, I don't hate Minecraft, but I just don't really care for Minecraft spin-off games.
That's true. I hear you.
Minecraft Dungeons was pretty decent.
I looked at that and was like, man, yeah, I might as well just go and play Minecraft.
It was. I mean, for someone who's not really into Diablo type games, I played a decent amount of Minecraft Dungeons. But then again, Sidekick Max likes Minecraft, and that's why we played it in the first place. So.
You see,
shame it
I always
wasn't
played.
announcing
I would play.
Minecraft too.
I would play Minecraft with my son, and I would always like spend all this time and make like a mega fortress. Like one time, I even built like a whole town with like a McDonald's and a movie theater. And it seems like every damn time, somehow, I don't know what my son did. It would always like they get corrupted, and it would be like we could never get back in the. I did this like at least four or five times. Still, finally, it's like I'm not playing anymore. Something always happened to ruin my mega creation.
Then you got
that's what I like doing
Frontier.
in Minecraft. I like building.
Yeah.
This game here, Lightyear Frontier, says an open world farming adventure.
That
game looked weird.
Yeah, that was like really bizarre. It was like, okay, you have a mech and it's like a farming game. Is that the game, the Lightyear?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Because it's like the name of it just sounds so bizarre for what was actually shown. I was like, what the fuck am I looking at?
It says, with the help of a farming-orientated mech suit, players will be able to build up a homestead on a mysterious world through resource collection and crop harvesting.
Okay.
I have no interest in those kind of games. Those just seem so boring to me.
But this is what I'm talking about, though. This is what they showed at the showcase. Like, this is the showcase that you were hyping up for like a couple of months.
This showcase wasn't for you.
This was supposedly for us. That's what Phil Spencer said.
It's not for you. We had Gunfighter Reborn.
That was the furry game.
What was this? Say again.
Gunfighter Reborn is a first-person roguelike action game. 4-player co-op.
I don't remember this game.
Cell shaded.
Oh, is this with the animals?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I looked at that and I tuned out. I was like, I can't.
It's a first-person furry.
Yeah.
I mean, I love my roguelikes, so I'm probably going to try that one out. Like, and it's co-op, so that sounds good to me. But like, it doesn't sound great. It looked absolutely awful. Like the gameplay they showed, the graphics are bad.
Yes, that's what made me tune out. Was like, what the fuck am I looking at?
All right, what about this here? The last case of Benedict Fox.
This was the other game. This is the other game that I was excited for. This looked really good. Just like the setting and the premise of it. I thought this was a highlight. Like if there was more games like this, then yeah, I wouldn't mind it that much. But instead we got mech farming, whatever the fuck that was.
Come on now. As Dusk Falls.
That looks terrible. Everyone was ripping on that.
A dynamic and branching story. The Xbox console exclusive is officially billed to launch July 19th.
The only thing
drama. Look at
that. The only thing that made me somewhat interested was at the ending when it said it was like up to 8 players, and I'm like, but isn't this like a Telltale's game? So I'm like, because like with what's it called? Because I was just playing The Quarry, right? You can do like a 2-person, right? And so it's like you're watching with someone else, right? But like 8 players, I'm like, how does that work? Like, is there decision makings in this game, or like, I don't know. They showed this like I think a year ago at the last one, so the art style doesn't look that bad, but it's like it's whatever.
It is a original interactive drama that explores the entangled lives of two families across 30 years, starting in 1998 with a robbery gone wrong in a small town in Arizona. The choices you make have a powerful impact on the characters' lives, and the uncompromising story of betrayal, sacrifice, and resilience drive the lives and relationships of multiple characters in decades-spanning story across two intense books. So yeah,
Sounds
it's up to
exciting.
8 players locally or online, or a mix. So I guess you all pick different characters and have interactions, and that decides how the story progresses.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that sounds interesting, but I don't know if I'll get to do that.
It sounds interesting, but at the same time, it sounds like kind of a pain in the ass if the other players are affecting how my story ends up. I'd be like really pissed.
Well, you're not a team player, Tony.
Well, it's not even a team player. It's a story, an interactive story that are being decided by choices other people make.
It sounds like it would sound interesting, but based on what they showed in the story, I don't think it works for this type. You know what I mean? This works for something a little bit more free flowing. I don't know. They would have to this idea needs to be given to somebody else, not this team.
It depends how it works. It'd be I could see it being cool if you're making a decision one area and your friend's making another decision, and the decision they make affects what happens to you later, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So you could kind of screw with each other or help each other.
Yeah.
But I don't think
that would be cool.
I don't think that's the direction this is going, because it kind of looks kind of linear, and you make decisions at certain times is how it looks.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah.
All right, what else we got? We got Naraka Blade Point.
Who cares?
Action adventure battle royale set within the mystical world that
the battle royale
60 player matches.
Yeah, I've already seen this game. It's not a new game.
Well, it released in August 2021.
Yeah. That's why I was like, who cares?
What? Why would they bother?
Shit.
Because it's going to be on Game Pass June 23rd.
Oh.
And it's coming to console. It's a PC exclusive.
A ninja battle royale.
Something
essentially,
yeah.
What about create your own crack? You can create your own character.
You can create your own crack. Sign me up.
Create your own crack.
You know where Bob's mind is at.
It's pretty easy to make crack. All you got to do is
That's for the after show, Bob. Say that for you.
Yeah.
We had Pentiment.
Yeah, this is such a shame, because I looked at this game and I vomit. I had to clean all that shit up. But then I realized, oh, this is Obsidian. What the fuck are they doing making this type of game? Because this is the art style. I'm sorry, but I just can't get with the art style. With the game itself, I'm I would play that game, but I can't get over it. It's Disco Elysium. It's kind of RPG story, right? So it's why would you pick this art style for this kind of game? It just looks so horrendous. Oh my god!
Oh, it does. I think it's supposed to look like an old manuscript, like an old.
Yeah, I get it, but it's I don't it's not a flattering look. I just don't like it. Right? It just feels so kind of cheap.
Yeah, I'll put it up on screen real quick. I will stop sharing this one because you have to see it to appreciate it.
Yeah, let me see this.
You'll understand why I vomit.
I should have gave a trigger warning. It looks like a cheap mobile game. I hate to say
that. Looks pathetic, dude. That's exactly what it is. One of those free mobile game or something.
Making this.
What were they thinking?
Insane. I don't know, man.
Like I said, I know what they're going for, but it's not working.
Yeah, someone needed to been scrap it. Pick something else. Like, pick like a hand-drawn, kind of like modern but new, but not this. This is like, I'm sorry, but yeah, go. Sorry.
I was gonna say this looks like one of those games where like people are hiding behind like click the tombstone that's hiding the person.
Yeah. Like, I don't doubt this is going to be a really good game, but like the art style is what is going to be really hard, which I know is crazy, but like if something just doesn't look nice and you're playing it for like 10 hours, yeah, that's going to like kind of affect the game, right?
Yeah.
It's going to affect my experience. So
it looks
if this
cheap.
was just the cutscene, that might work. Like just like a quick in between thing, but not for the whole game.
That
Not
literally
for the
looks
whole
like
thing.
placeholder graphics.
This placeholder art. This looks sad.
What is that?
It just does. Yeah. I think this is like one of those games where they're like, we got to get it out quickly because like Obsidian has like, they're working on a lot of games. They had Avowed, which was a game that was supposed to come out within the 12 months, but I guess it's been delayed now, right? They also have Outer Worlds 2, and then they have Grounded, which I don't care about Grounded, and I'm sure they're going to be working on something else, and I'm sure it's going to be like Fallout related based on like some rumors. So they're like kind of like Insomniac, but just for Microsoft. So, just to see this and the art direction was kind of disappointing in my opinion.
All right. Then we get Grounded.
Yeah.
The popular survival title Grounded featured at the showcase, with Grounded's official 1.0 release date being set for September 2022. The game sees players control children who are shrunken down to insect size, battling for their lives against now gigantic threats and common gardens. Ooh, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids is going to sue the shit out of them for that.
Yeah.
Rick Moranis, get your money.
I kind of like the look of this. Like, if there's loads and loads of different types of bugs, like that's something which annoys me about modern games. Is like there's not usually as much variety in the character designs and the enemy designs. So if there's like loads of bugs to fight, like that'd be pretty cool. I think
but then they're gonna have to put trigger warning all over the game because there are all those people that can't see spiders on a video.
Actually, the only thing I'll give this game credit that was very interesting is they have an Arachnophobia mode. So if you click on it, it actually removes spiders from the game. Spiders for me,
I swear to God,
don't look real. So
that is the stupidest thing ever. Look, I understand. Really. Yes, really. I understand being scared of spiders. I understand if I had a spider in a jar and you're scared because you're like, oh, it might drop and break and the spider gets out, right? This is a video game. The spider's not going to come through the TV. It's not The Ring, and the spider's not going to come through the TV.
I think you're underestimating like a lot of people's arachnophobia because it is actually really bad.
Yeah, arachnophobia it's a real spider versus a picture. Like,
no, it's not even that.
How could you be scared of a
arachnophobia is not. It's not even about the picture. Like there are a lot. I'm sure you have like a phobia that you don't know until like you look at a picture and you're like, oh shit, that fucking like just makes me like, what the fuck? It just like flips you out. So like I just think it's like a cool thing. Like,
that are disgusting, right? And I'm like, I don't want to look at it.
Have you looked up triphobia?
Yeah, but it's not. It's not like oh,
like that is like
it's a picture.
What the fuck?
Triphobia? What is that?
Yeah, I don't think you should look that up. It's like very simple. It's just like holes, right? But when they're like very close together.
Yes, I know what that is. Yes, I've seen that. That is weird that people
it's not real, right? It's not real.
What are you talking about?
It is real.
It was
no, it's not made up. It's not made up.
It may have been made up, but people have developed a fear.
People have it.
That's exactly what Dave said. It was made up, and then people started. Oh, I got that.
I mean, everything is these phobias are.
I've heard about that. Then
everything's made up, though. That's like
those phobias are all made up. Like I've seen people, and like I used to be scared of spiders, but now I'm like they do still look weird, but like I kind of get it. I'm not gonna hate on people or hate this idea because it's like actually that is clever. There are people who probably could stand the other bugs and just want to play the game and not be scared of the spider. Like, you know what I mean? So, I mean, I just think it's like a cool feature that they added. It's not like it's not like how like Tony's getting upset. It's like it's just like a little cool detail.
I'm not upset. I just don't understand. Like,
you don't understand because you're not the person who has the phobia.
If I was scared of bees, right, I wouldn't be scared of a bee in a book, a picture of a bee. Like,
yeah, but that's not how that works, though.
Gonna kill me.
Like, you're using your logic when it's like most of the time these phobias are more based on just like the psychological part. I don't know if I'm being like, if you're joking.
But even psychologically, it's a video game. It's not real. It's fiction.
No, there's people who will watch something. Yeah, but it doesn't matter. Like, it just doesn't matter.
That's what I'm saying,
like,
though.
You could see it animated and you still recognize what it is. And so that's why it just like creeps you out. I'm sure there's like a spectrum of it. Like, where like if if they're like touching the thing, they would literally pass out. But then versus like an animated cartoon thing.
Yeah, right? But like even to extrapolate Tony's like talk anyway, it's like, like why are there scary movies? Why are you scared of the movie? It's fiction.
Yeah, but I think you guys really don't get it. It's like there are people who have like will literally have like fucking panic attacks. It's like not everything is.
I've seen Maury Povich where he's like, "We got a spider," and the lady's like, "Ah!" and she's like fucking convulsing on the floor.
We got a spider in the studio.
There is just sometimes it's linked to trauma. Like, some people have like a bad experience with something, and that's how they develop the phobia. So it's like, I'm not gonna really like I just don't get your guys' point of view. It's like, yeah, there are fictional stuff. Are you scared of spiders? People, I just said, like, I used to be scared of spiders.
He said he used to be, but now they're just kind of like,
Yeah, it's like whatever. Because like I used to have to do like macro photography, and that's how I kind of just got used to looking at it. So it's like it's still a little weird when I look at it, but like I just don't get the take though. Like, the take is really just weird, where it's like, yeah, like I'm sure most people who are scared of spiders won't play the game, but I just think it's interesting that they added that in there because they realized that, yeah, that is a common phobia. That's it. It's like people who are scared of heights. Like, they're not going to go on top of like a really high building. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but the difference is, so you're saying, like, if I was scared of heights, imagine I'm scared of heights, right? And I'm like, I can't go to the second floor of my house. Inside.
That's not how it is, though. Like, that's so a bit of a
that's ridiculous.
Well, that's
not what's going on.
I'm scared of a spider on a computer screen.
Yeah, people are like, just the way.
I'm with you. I was trying to think of anything that I could
like, you won't ever
possibly be afraid of in a video.
But it's like, that's like trying to understand.
I need that removed.
Well, it's like trying to understand someone who has schizophrenia. It's all psychological, so that's why I hear you. I just don't get the take. It's like, yeah,
because
like, it may seem ridiculous to you, but it's like in their head.
Real.
Well, I've got a
but it doesn't matter if it's not real. That's the thing. It's still psychological to them.
It's real to them.
I have hydrophobia when it comes to video games. I cannot stand underwater levels like 90% of the time, or like being underwater.
That's because they're shitty made.
And like, I've got trauma attached to it, and it's like my mates had to force me into playing BioShock, and I was like, "No, it's underwater. I'm not playing it. Like, I'm not playing it." Period. And it's like fictional game. He
was traumatized by the water level on Super Mario Bros. As a kid.
No, Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh,
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yes. Yes, that.
So if I hide underwater with a spider, I defeated half of the panel.
Oh man.
Moving on. we got off on a tangent. I'm sorry to everybody in the chat who's scared of spiders. If you're scared of spiders, I'm sorry. I don't understand.
Or supposedly scared of anything because walking up flights of stairs will give them like a heart attack or something.
If you're scared of spiders, there's one on you right now.
Don't look.
Erebin, Shadow Legacy.
That looks terrible.
I don't even remember what that was.
Cyber stealth
platform.
That's how good it was. Dystopian future.
Still don't remember what that was.
That was like a taking down robot game.
Yeah. You're like a ninja taking robots down in the future.
The more you explain it, the more I'm like, I don't even remember sitting
The
down
less
and
you
watching
remember
that.
of it, yeah.
Yes, yeah.
That
Diablo
sounds like
4.
a winner.
As long as they don't put fucking loads of microtransactions into it, I'm going to be super hype.
I don't know. I think this might. I'm curious to see what happens because I'm like, the whole open world aspect was like,
Oh God,
I
it's
feel
open
like-
world.
yeah.
Ooh, Giga Buttock says you swim in Assassin's Creed, Bob.
Yeah, I've kind of gone over it in recent years. It's not as bad now. But it's like,
Wait, you were
Levels
serious?
suck, dude.
I was serious. I had hydrophobia when it came to game.
And meanwhile, we're sitting here laughing. Fuck.
No, we're just taking the piss out of them. Don't worry. Is it only water? Would like under lava work?
No, it's just like underwater games. Like I could never play Subnautica. Like it looks like whenever someone's playing Subnautica, I'm like, no. I think it's like the fear of like being trapped underwater and drowning. And
yeah.
Do you have a fear of water in like real life like that, like oceans?
No,
or anything?
not at all. Well, a little
wow.
bit. I don't go swimming in oceans because I was nearly like dragged out to sea in Brighton.
Oh wow,
dude, that happened to me and my son too, man. We got stuck in a riptide, and somehow like I blacked out and
I was waiting for this.
And power swam through it.
I knew someone was going to say this. Bob hasn't showered in 35 years.
Yeah, I don't drink water. I don't drink liquids. I just sustain.
Just hold a cup of water, and Bob will be at your mercy.
There is a phobia. Like there are phobias that are like really, really specific, but this one is like kind of similar to Bob's, but it's actually just the fear of being near a giant boat in the water.
Right.
Really?
Yeah.
I have yachtophobia.
I mean, like I kind of get it. It does
tall
look very
buildings
daunting.
too.
Like if you fell in the water and
like,
you're beside a ship, it would be kind of weird. Like I'd feel kind of like
you could drown. You could drown. Like you got like right up beside it. Like that happened at this lake. This lake I used to go to a lot as a kid. Like I remember somebody drowned, like jumping from boat to boat, from one boat to the other. They like fell in between the boat and drowned. Like you know what I'm saying? Like you'd be stuck down in that. And, like they couldn't get out. And like nobody knew. They didn't know because they were like drunk. Everybody was drunk, and he just like,
oh my god!
Everybody was drunk. Was it at a lake?
Yeah, Lake Lanier, Georgia was like a massive party spot, and a lot of people died on that lake. Like it's pretty bad.
Did the kid come back and like start killing people? Like he wore a hockey mask and just
this joke down the toilet.
Yeah, he did.
Chappie says Darius is right. Tony is faking his voice, and the world is flat. I have silenceophobia. That's why whenever there's an awkward silence, I have to fill it with stupid, cringy jokes. So I'm sorry.
Silenceophobia.
Silenceophobia.
Right,
For an alleged comedian, Darius seems to find it hard to understand when someone's joking.
I was kind of wondering if that was like
minutes of silence.
I was kind of wondering if that was like a troll thing, because I've noticed that that's what trolls do. Like they go with like something that's obviously not real, and they just like target it just to try to get you to focus on that. And you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like it doesn't.
Yeah.
It's almost like, are you that like? It seems so obvious to me that that's not accurate, because like I said in my video, like Tony would be like literally a award-winning actor to be able to go that far and this many hours. How many hours are you on the internet talking and never once slip up, and all the times that you've been drinking shots and stuff, and you maintain perfect every time English and everything. So I don't know, I just think it's silly.
All right, moving on. Diablo 4. That wasn't exciting for you, Blinded?
No, I said it was all right, but like some of the the ideas, I'm like, I have to see how this comes together when it's released.
Then we had Sea of Thieves, Season 7.
Again, what the fuck?
Played by
I
a lot of
get it.
people.
What
I
about
know.
this?
I get why they show it off every year, but like,
Yeah.
I feel like
Get over
last
it.
year was a better for Sea of Thieves because they had Pirates of the Caribbean.
Right.
That was a little bit more interesting.
What about Ravenlock?
I think this game got a bunch of hate for no reason. I thought it actually looked really interesting. I like the graphics. I like
And
the old Paper Mario kind of aesthetic.
this game again, I like blanked out on. I don't remember this game at all. Not to say I hated it, but like I think I might have like gotten up or something. Because this is like right before another game.
Blinded was getting another slice of cake.
Yeah, I had all these like secret cakes, and I tell myself that I'm going to the gym, but I'm just eating the cakes.
Yeah, I'm a sucker for anything Alice in Wonderland themed though as well. So, like, yeah,
What it reminded me a little bit about like Coraline.
yes,
Mm.
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
loved Coraline.
I might have to go
That's a
back and
good
look
one.
at this because I do like Coraline.
Says
I think
it's a
people had-
players will take control of a young girl. Oh, it's a 0 out of 10. Playing as a woman, we don't want that.
Oh,
Boo.
it's, yeah, terrible. Boo.
It's a mystical fantasy world, clearly inspired by Alice in Wonderland, fighting fairy tale enemies while navigating a dangerous prophecy. 2023 Xbox Game Pass availability planned.
That was another thing I have to say about this event is like everything just doesn't have a month or like a specific date. It was either the year or it was like the month and the year, and then like some games had like the complete release date. And it was like these games are supposedly coming out in the next 12 months, and you can't give us a month, a date. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm like, and especially with Xbox, I'm like, some of these games are getting delayed. These games are coming out, 2023, late 2023, like, and they kind of, it's just really annoying that fans are like, oh, this was so amazing. Like they were saying this is like a 8 out of 10 event. Like, are you kidding me? Like, get the fuck out of here.
Well, we have this Cocoon.
Potion Sword Run would disagree.
Yeah.
Well, like I
Cocoon.
said, he's an Xbot.
Yeah. This I thought was pretty brave, making a game based on the 1985 Steven Gutenberg film. I wonder if they're going to get Wilford Brimley to replies. Get some old.
I saw
footage of him.
I saw somewhere that he was only 50 years old when they made that movie, Wilford Brimley.
Was he? He's a
Like
quick
that's how
girl.
old. That's how old he looks.
Hey, diabetes.
Damn.
Diabetes.
Yeah, so this is a brave choice. Not something I would have went with, but
completely missed that game.
it's a.
He's getting cake.
Oh no, I think I remember. Yeah, I remember that
Yeah,
one.
these are from the guys behind Limbo and what was that other game they made?
Inside.
It's not this Inside. Yeah, it's not the same studio, but I think like the director or like the head left and created a new studio, and so they're making
it's
this
from
game.
the lead gameplay designer for both Inside and Limbo, Jeff
Yeah.
Carlson. It's an ambitious puzzle adventure game, not based on the 1985 Steven Gutenberg movie. That was just a joke. Please don't get angry in the comments. What about this here? Wo Long Fallen Dynasty.
Yeah, it looked good. I know some
It's
people
from,
are looking forward to it.
Team Ninja. Feudal
Yeah.
China. Dark fantasy. Action.
Team Ninja are
Yeah.
usually good for a game.
It kind of reminded me of what is it? Is it Neo on PlayStation?
Right, yeah, that's what I thought. A lot of people were predicting it was like Neo 3 before it actually released the name of the game.
Oh, okay. I'm sure Neo 3 would be a PlayStation exclusive based on
Yeah.
the last two. So
This I know our good friend Gen X Gamer was excited about. Personas 3, 4, and 5 coming to the Xbox.
And it's also coming to PlayStation and probably Switch.
Okay, but I mean, it's still coming to the Xbox.
Yeah.
This is the thing I was saying that I didn't get right. It's like they showed this and people were like, "Yeah, this was the highlight." I'm like, "This is the highlight? Like a highlight of games you probably played?"
Well, if they're Xbox, they probably never played it. So
then why are you excited?
Because they want to play it, but they don't want to buy a PlayStation.
Because they want to play it.
They want JRPGs on Xbox, but they don't want to buy a PlayStation.
Right. Could you imagine if they said, we're going to put Super Mario Sunshine on PlayStation? I'd be like, oh, hell yeah, I've never played that. I'll play it on my PlayStation because I'm not going to play it.
Listen. You're getting excited. No. You're going to get excited for games that were available
You're scared of
on other
spiders
platforms.
in a video game. No, you can't tell me about that.
I'm not scared of spiders in a video game. I played.
That's rude.
What's a game with a spider in it?
Demon Souls.
I haven't played Demon Souls
Pretty much all the NES games had some stupid spider in it or a bat.
Listen, I played Spider-Man. That counts. There's a spider in that. Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Right at the beginning.
I have to think.
It's convulsing until the cutscene's over.
I can't take it.
I turned into dust, and then I ripped you.
All right, we got this one had some controversy. Hideo Kojima's
Oh yeah, this is another bullshit thing they did. Okay, they're like, oh yeah, games.
I agree.
They're like, hey, games coming out in 12 months, and then they show a game that's probably not even gonna come in the next 2 years. So what the fuck was this about? And what I find weird about this was, I was like, oh, okay, they're gonna show us the game that was rumored, which the rumored game supposedly it's called Overdose, and it's a horror game, right? And somehow it uses the cloud. So they just announced the cloud part of it and then nothing else. So it was like, okay, wait a minute. You could have done this with any other studio. We could have seen Perfect Dark. We could have seen the other games that, the Bethesda studios are working on, like Indiana Jones. What the fuck happened with Indiana Jones? Huh?
Look, you're going to get a weird presentation by Hideo Kojima, and you're going to love it, all right? You're going to get 6 more of these in the upcoming months where he's going to show you pictures of weird shit. And the game that you thought you were going to get, you're not going to get, but you're going to be delivering mail, just like Death Stranding.
Except it'll be spooky mail.
Yeah, spooky mail.
I just think this was bullshit.
I mean, Metal Gear was a good series, but I never really understood the mad fan base Hideo's got.
Yeah, I like the original Metal Gear for the NES.
Same. Not that one.
Yeah, that one's bad.
No, that one's great. That one's fantastic. It was one of the best games on the NES.
I don't being hyperbolic. I have some nostalgia for it because I remember renting it and just being lost as fuck after couldn't get far enough into it. But
we beat it. We worked it all out and we beat the game. And it was
fantastic. But I rented it for a weekend, dude. That was my weekend rental, so it ruined my weekend.
Come on, it had cigarettes right at the beginning of the game.
Yeah, that is true.
Can't beat that. We had Starfield. This has got to be the highlight. 1,000 planets, most of them empty, but there's 1,000 of them you can go to and visit.
Oh, that annoyed me. Everyone going, oh, there's going to be empty. But they explained in the trailer that there's going to be habitable zones in the solar system where planets are going to have people, which I think is interesting if they incorporate the physics and that. The closer to the sun, the hotter the planet. If they incorporate stuff like that, I think that's going to be really cool.
Yeah, but you're also going to have a whole bunch of just, hey, here's 76 ice planets. Here's 32 lava planets. Here's an ocean planet.
I'm not denying that's going to happen.
They said that only 50 are handcrafted and the rest are generated. So. You know what I mean?
So you got 950 just auto-generated planets and 50 good ones.
Yeah, like at that point, it's like, what is the point?
Just to say
Like,
you have 1,000.
yeah, and it's more Todd
Yeah,
Howard lies.
exactly.
You know what I mean? It's like this, it didn't look bad. I will say, like, because we were talking behind the show, and Bob was saying, "Oh, it does look like what I was expecting," and it's like, yeah, this is a fair point, but it's like I feel like because this game, like, this is the thing, this game has been in development for so long, and people don't realize, right? Like, this was in development before even Fallout 4 got announced, right? And that was 7 years ago. So this game is almost a decade in the works, right? And they kept delaying it, and they were saying we're going to improve on it. And honestly, they like to show the game running at 30 FPS was not a good look. And I think the like people were saying, Scorn is like outdated. No, Starfield is the one that's outdated. This game,
Yeah.
if it came out, I want to say like 2017, 2018, I think it would have been a little bit more acceptable, right? A little bit more impressive because at that point, the No Man's Sky patches and updates, they weren't even out yet, right? So because this game does look very much like No Man's Sky, and the people who are like, "Oh, that's a terrible comparison," it's like, no, the games are very similar. Like the whole premise of it, the gameplay, you're looting things, you're traveling between different planets, you're building ships, you're exploring. Like it's very
Yeah, that
similar,
sounds
right?
just like it.
Yeah, so you're like, come on now, like this looks like, it looks a little bit more like has like a realistic look. Like I know people are saying, "Oh, it's ugly." It's like no, it looks like in the beginning I was like, "Oh, this kind of reminds me of like Interstellar," right? Like when they go on
Yeah.
that planet. So like I kind of get what they were getting at, but then at the same time I'm like, but this also reminds me of like Mass Effect or like this other game. And you're like this is just like a hodgepodge of different games, which is fine, but that's not what we were originally sold on. So like that's what I don't really like about some of these newer games is like they always hype it up and then it turns out to just be like what we already had, which is fine. I'm sure it'll be an okay game, right? I say okay because Fallout 4 and Fallout 76 were not good games, so I'm very skeptical about this in general.
Right.
So you know what I mean? So I don't know. I think this is going to be a game that's going to come out and people are going to be like, "Oh wow, what happened to that Bethesda magic? Like this is not that impressive." You know what
Yeah,
I
and the
mean? So
combat just looked weak, man. Like
yeah,
I wasn't keen on the combat. Like it's like Fallout without VATS because the
hmm
enemies look very spongy. I just didn't like it.
one of the guns looked like almost like a remodel of the laser guns from Fallout. Like
Yeah,
the boxy, like you would have to go look for it, but it does look like a total like reskin. So, and this was like the one thing that was sold on the event, and it was just like seriously, like okay, yeah, you can customize your ships, cool, but then they started introducing that whole customizing your kind of like what was in Fallout 4, your settlements, right?
Your
And that was
bases.
in your bases, right? Yeah, and in Fallout, it was a cool idea, but when you actually play it, you're like, wow, this is like too much upkeep. This is like way too much of like you focused on this. And it almost takes you away from the main story and the side missions, which in my opinion, well, more so the side missions are why you're playing a Bethesda game, right? You're like going around and exploring and looking for, different things. And then on top of that too, this is because it's a new IP, I'm very skeptical about their writing ability and what they have to bring to the table in terms of like the sci-fi genre or like the space genre, right? So it's like I think this game just in general has like a lot going against it.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I think that's all the games they showed off. And I think that's everything that we can say about the Xbox Bethesda showcase. That will end the Xbox segment here on the show. We ran it long enough. It's almost 2 hours.
Damn.